Oh, gosh. I live in the city, okay, on Monroe Street. Monroe is like the west side. It's like near like North Avenue and Fulton. It's terrible. Trash, rodents around, rats. It's terrible. I can't even have my son playing outside. My son is 3. And I was raised in that area years ago, but in the city, the neighborhood's changed. It's not like it used to be.
I've been living in regular housing for almost a year, and like my kids been getting real sick. Down the Troll Project, and it's like mouse infected, real bad. So they said, bye. I got mouses and roaches in there. My kids gonna keep on wheezing. I got a 3-year-old and I got a 1-year-old. All of them got asthma, real bad. All of them got chronic asthma. When I took them to see the lung doctors, they say by me got all them problems in my house, it gonna cause them to keep on wheezing. I need to relocate.
It was, oh goodness, it was subsidizing housing. It was terrible. Everybody on top of one another. I wouldn't have wanted to bring them into an environment like that, or I wouldn't have wanted to bring them up how we were brought up.
How did I find about MBK is through my mother's sister, which is my aunt. She was at my house and she told me about MBK. And I was like, oh wow. And when she told me about the benefits, you know, you move to the county and all this other stuff. But unfortunately for her, she didn't want to move to the county. But when she told me about it, I took that information and I ran with it. She gave me the number to call, and I called to get an application.
It's funny because a lady that lived in my court, she told me about the program in 2008, and I actually put in an application in 2008. And with all of the process and everything, you know, it's been up and down, on and off, because I wasn't ready. It was something that I, you know, as far as credit and all that stuff, it was always something. You know, I was thinking I had to do things one way instead of just going through with the program and doing what I had to do. So now that I've done that, I'm very happy. I have my voucher.
When I was going to college in Baltimore City Community College, I was also receiving public assistance. So it was actually at one of the local Department of Social Services office where I had overheard some girls talking about the MBK program, and I was like, hey, what's that, you know? And they began to tell me about it. And I, you know, called down the office, and they gave me a brief overview of the program and the qualifications that needed to be, which was, one was you had to had applied for Baltimore City Section 8, which I did, I think back in 2002 when I had my second son.
Better living, better chance for my kids, yes, better schools.
The house itself, I need space and I need to feel comfortable, because I just, like, when I walk in my house, it's like a gray cloud or something. I just instantly feel depressed. So I just need something better, I guess, because it's really cluttered. I've been there 15 years and I just want to go. I was thinking maybe Ellicott City, but anything, it really is right now at this point, is better than where I am. Just a better environment, community, better than where I am now, because it's just like you go out your door and there's drugs and chaos. Somebody's always fighting. It's always something, you know. I've had incidents where my car has been vandalized numerous occasions. And, you know, it's like you just don't even feel comfortable where you live.
I did all the workshop and I finally finished, and I'm so happy. My kids happy to move too, so that's a good thing. Like a family home, like, cause where I'm living at is so cluttered. So maybe we have a hell of space. Like, beautiful. I'm just pitching a beautiful house, 3 bathrooms. I'm just so happy. You don't know how happy I am.
Now, the education with the school system has been awesome. I just told someone the other day, I'm so glad my son he spent Head Start in Baltimore, but when he had to go to a school in the Baltimore City system. He only went for 2 years. I remember my son was only in first grade, and a group of kids banked him while he was walking to the recreational center. And not saying, it's perfect out here, because kids are kids, but it was really worse out there. I can email his teachers at any time, even in middle school. And I don't like to do that because I don't want to be a burden. They got hundreds of other children, but they love it. I just had a conference because they said they care about my son, and that's what I like. My son don't think it because they want to keep having conference. They don't like me because no, I said, no, they care about you. And what they like about me is that I stay involved in his learning. And the first thing they do tell me about my child is he is respectful. At least I do know that.
I let my kids finish off the school year, and then I enrolled them in Howard County schools, public schools. And my oldest son struggled initially. He started out here first grade. He struggled like really bad initially. Just that 1 year he was in kindergarten in Baltimore City. It's like I enrolled him for first grade, and it was like, did he ever go to kindergarten? They just like had to like literally start him over. But now he's thriving. He's doing well. He's 13. My other son is 11 now. He's doing well. They score advanced on the MSA like every year. Have certificates for that. They actually just got invited to another award ceremony for scoring advanced last year. So it took a while for them to get, adjust, but we all did well. It even have an effect on my kids, and they already know what college they want to go to. So. And I'm excited that they're talking about college. They might not be talking about college if we were living there, because that's not like it's not like a conversation that most people have. I know for me, I was the first one in my family to go to college. And I know several of people who I grew up with who didn't go to college as well. We're out here, or not. I'm not even gonna say out here. I'm gonna say in a middle class neighborhood. To go to college is to be expected. So that's how I talk to my kids, like to go to college, like you're going to college, it's expected. What do you want to take up? You start thinking about schools, so that's not necessarily a conversation that families have necessarily, in the city. But it's definitely something that's a topic of conversation in the middle class neighborhood. The opportunities here for kids are amazing. Let's just start by your kids. My kids have textbooks. Brand new textbooks that they're able to take home, brand new. And I think my 13-year-old, he's in the 8th grade, but he's doing high school math. That's how much he's excelled. And he comes home with his homework, and I'm like, do you know how to do it? He's like, yes, Mommy, I know how to. I'm like, as long as you know how to do it, I'm happy for you, because I can't help you. Get on Google. But, and they're doing, like right now, they're doing football, they've done basketball, they've done rugby, they go to summer camps every year. I'm trying to get them involved in community service, so they're doing volunteering. This is actually all they know. It's kind of like a generational change, where I grew up in the city, so I know the difference, and they actually grew up out here. So they're kind of, privileged in a way, so to speak, that they didn't necessarily really get to experience growing up in the inner city and the violence and the poverty and everything, but they definitely know, because I definitely still talk about it and never forgetting, where we came from.
I lived on Drew Hill. I saw a lot, and I'm glad I can just look out my window and probably see a deer or me and my son, we love looking at the birds. We look at the Orioles, the red robin. It'd be a couple of little nice birds. So I like that we get to see that instead of crime. Because my son actually witnessed, crime in Drew Hill, because like I said, I was nosy. So I would look out the window a lot. And if he was in my arms, or when he got older, he would run to the window with me. And he saw some. Like I experienced seeing someone get shot, he saw it all too.
Even down to the supermarkets, that was one of the first things I noticed when I didn't have transportation. Because initially I was still going to Baltimore City to shop, because I like certain foods that I couldn't find out here. So I just like noticed that, like, you know, just shopping out here, and, you know, you go to the milk section and whole milk has like one little box, and then, you know, the rest is all healthy stuff. And I'm like, I don't drink none of this stuff. Like, where's the chicken nuggets? Where's this? Where, you know, and I was like, my brain was so brainwashed, you know. So it just was like amazing and shocking how, you know, the produce is like half of the supermarket, and you go to the city market and it's like one little corner. I actually majored in public health at College Park, University of Maryland. So just noticing that and going to school and just learning those public health issues and how healthy it is, just grocery store wise, I see like a lot of downfalls within the city.